What's up everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing something that I've been asked for a long time, and that's filming everything non-gym equipment related. So opening up a gym is very expensive, and most people base their money off of what kind of gym equipment and how much do I need to spend on gym equipment. But today I'm going to address a lot of things non-gym equipment related. For instance, the turf that I'm standing on, security system, and many other things. That is where a lot of people miss the boat on how much they need to spend to open a gym. Locker rooms, saunas, recovery, all these things, drink coolers, lighting, paint. So I am going to address as many things as possible, and I think this is going to be very informative. And if you want to see my video on what it costs to open a gym about gym equipment, click here, we'll put it up on the screen and we will go from there. So if you're someone who has always thought about opening a gym or wants to open a gym, stay tuned because I'm going to cover everything for you today. All right, everybody, it's a cold, rainy day here in North Carolina, and we're going to talk about the first thing you see when you're walking up to a gym, and that is the door access system. The door access system is crucial in a 24/7 gym. And so for me, what I do, I always tell somebody to go with the good access system. And depending upon who installs this, who you buy this from, I've seen them anywhere from a couple $1,000s on up to thousands of dollars. So you do not need professional installation to do this, but I highly recommend it. And so it is very critical to have your ducks in a row when it comes to this. So in my opinion, make sure, buy a good one. You also could just do a 1, 2, 3, 4 punch code, which I don't recommend, but you can get a door lock for very minimum money. So on a smaller location, I have seen that many times, but I definitely recommend something like this that hooks up to the computer system to do all your door access in your software. The second thing I want to talk about, guys, is signage. So if you look over here, my sign is over 40 feet long, and I made 2 different signs on my building, and every building code is a little different in what they will allow or not allow you to do. Signage can be very expensive. I have gyms right now, one in particular just got quoted $26,000 for their sign. Make sure you do your due diligence on what your building code allows. Some people just run a metal sign with block lettering. It can be very affordable, but remember, your signage is a reflection of your business. So in my opinion, make sure you have great signage within the business to attract gym customers. All right, everybody. So the next part that I really want to address, and this is a question I get asked all the time, is your security camera system. And so for me, and I teach people to do this, this is a big monitor that I put up years ago within my gym to show people that they are on camera as they're walking in. I feel like this has eliminated a lot of my people trying to sneak in or anyone accessing your gym that they know they are on camera. A very big deal. And then this is my office. Excuse the mess. This right here is my security system. So I've got 16 cameras on this screen and 16 cameras on this screen. You do not have to have a certain amount of cameras, but I definitely recommend to utilize every square inch of your gym to make sure that you have the amount of cameras you need to cover the square footage. Some gyms have 6, some gyms have 15. It just depends. I have a lot because I want to see every corner in case there was a problem. Also, as far as the amount of money this costs, this can range greatly. There is do-it-yourself kits that you can buy offline to get the camera system. This particular camera setup for something like this is probably going to be $10,000+ to do it professionally. But there again, I like to have instant access on my phone. And right here, my guys are good friends of mine, and they are Johnny on the spot if something goes down. You want your network to be up at all times, and your security in a 24/7 gym is everything. So I highly recommend spend your money on good system. I want to talk about something that everyone loves, and that is drinks and snacks. Every single person that walks into my gym almost is buying a ready to drink nowadays. And I offer a different mixture of drinks. But one thing I recommend, and I grew up in the restaurant business with my father, is buy a good commercial drink cooler. Do not cheap this out because you don't want problems and you want your drinks ice cold. These coolers like this typically are $3,000+ each and up. They got 1 door, 2 door, 3 door. Some gyms have one cooler, some gyms have two. But one thing I want to get is the brass tacks of making sure you have the inventory. You cannot sell what you don't have. We order an average of probably several $100s, close to $1,000 a week of drinks and snacks for this gym. Obviously, every gym is different with how much you're selling, but the profit margin is not what people think on drinks. You're gonna make 50 cents to $1 per item. So it's not really the amount of money that you're gonna make as far as that goes, but what it is a convenience for your customer. And I'm one of them people, and I do it every single day. I want to walk in the gym, grab my drink, ice cold, drink it, chug it, whatever somebody does, and then I want to go straight to work out. So the days of mixing everything, a lot of people is just coming in and buying their stuff. One tip that I'm going to recommend is make sure that you have pre-workouts in your gym and not just caffeinated drinks. It is a big deal. And one thing, I'll give you a tidbit that I like to do is have drinks that you can't buy in the store. So some of these brands you usually won't find in the store, and I like to have stuff that everyone else don't have, and that's an advantage for the competition. This room is something that I've wanted to do for a long time. I get asked all the time, Stephen, what does it cost to remodel? What does it cost to add something to the room? This is what a lot of people don't think about. So this room is give or take 1,000 square feet. This is my wife's old office within the gym, and it's got its own door and everything like that. And so for years, we didn't utilize this for square footage, but now I'm gonna be adding to my gym because it's busy and I just wanna put in some shit that nobody's got it. So what I'm doing to remodel this room, and you can take some tidbits from this, is I'm gutting everything you see. All these walls are gonna be gutted, and we're gonna paint the whole room. And so what we're doing, the ceiling will be painted, the whole place will be painted, all this gutted. My idea is to turn this room into a very cool glute lower body room. And what I wanna do, I wanna create privacy, not only for the women, but we have very distinctive areas within my gym. And if anybody ever comes here to visit the warehouse, you are free of charge allowed to come to my gym. I put you on a daily pass, no charge. So feel free to come. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a lot of cool equipment, lower body, within this room, and it's gonna create different spaces within the gym, and it makes a lot of people feel very comfortable. And I like to separate myself. There's 19 gyms within a 3-mile radius of me. As you can see, this space is not ready for gym equipment, but let's talk about what it's gonna cost me to fill the space, to redo the space, and things like that. So if you follow me over here, I'm building a wall right here with a barn door on it that's gonna be a little posing selfie room. It's gonna be small, probably 2-3 people max, but it's gonna be a perfect place. I'm gonna put good lighting and mirrors in there. And I think it's gonna cost $2,000 to $3,000 with all mirror lighting and to build the wall. I honestly don't know the true numbers of this, but somewhere in there. I have to paint the whole room. And so I just got quoted about $1,500 to paint the room, and then I've got to get new ceiling tile and paint that as well. Then I've got to put all new lighting in here, and I'm kind of torn on which way to go, but I'm probably thinking the lighting is going to cost me $1,000 to $2,000. So you see how this can start adding up very fast. Depending upon what rubber or LVP that I put down, you're talking $3,000 to $5,000 for the flooring. So this starts adding up, and we haven't even discussed equipment yet or demo of this. So we're probably talking, and I might do some of this myself, $1,000+ for demolition. If you flip the camera around, right here, we've got to make this door bigger. So what is that gonna cost me? Truly, guys, I don't know on that part. Me and my guys try to do a lot of the work ourselves, but at the end of the day, as you know, if I can't do it or don't want to do it, that's gonna be an added cost. But then, here's the kicker of this. Oh, I wanna put 10 new pieces within this space. These pieces that I'm wanting to put are $3,000 to $6,000 a piece. So we're talking upwards of $50,000 in just equipment. So what I want people to realize, to redo a space or to add to a space, it costs the gym owner thousands of dollars when it comes down to the brass tacks of redoing the space, when the paint, the demo, the lighting, the flooring, the equipment. So equipment is kind of the small part of the actual situation when it comes to building a gym and stuff like that. So I want people to take notes, because praise your gym owner. It is super important to really thank them, because they put so much money in this. One thing I want to talk about, and in today's world, this is very important, and that is lighting. Lighting is so important. It changes the dynamic. Everybody's taking selfies and photos and got videographers filming them in the gym and things like that. So your lighting needs to be on point. And I had to even address it myself, because my gym has been here for 18 years. So I have to retrofit, which even costs me more money. So when LED lights first came out, they were so expensive. One kit of LEDs would cost you $1,000+. The prices came down a lot. So you can get LED lights from $100 and up. So the lighting may not cost for the actual fixture that much, but let me tell you, where you can get into some money is the electrical side of it. You can spend thousands of dollars. And in my case in particular, to do 18,000 square foot of lighting, I spent thousands of dollars. So every city and place is going to be a little different with what you cost on electrical. But I highly recommend put some good money in lights, because it's a big deal. And the paint color is also a big deal to make the lights pop. So make sure you invest in your lights, and I promise you, your people will appreciate it a great deal. One thing I want to mention that has helped my gym tremendously is I learned a long time ago that the power bills of a gym are crazy expensive. So if you see right here, these, I run them all year long, whether it's winter or summer. In summertime, I speed them up. In wintertime, I turn them down. And that is big ass fans. These are actually high performance fans, which are absolutely phenomenal. And a big shout out to them. They hooked me up with custom red fans. And what I recommend is make sure you put fans everywhere within your gym. It will cut your power bill tremendously down. The only problem with something like this, these fans average about $5,000 a piece and up. Trust me, in the long run of your gym, it's gonna pay you back tremendously. On that same note, let's talk about utility bills. So my gym is 18,000 square feet, and in a slow to normal month, we're probably talking about $2,000 a month average for power bill. Now, let me explain. Every place is different. I taught the gym owners that it's cheaper than me. I've taught the gym owners in old warehouse buildings that are way more expensive to me. And that all depends if you have heating and air or don't have air. But mine can go up to around $3,000 a month during the peak, and is down as low as about $1,500, $1,600 during the winter. But when the winter comes around, my gas bill goes up. And so a gym don't need a ton of heat, but it still needs some. So just kind of depends on where your location is. So most gym owners that I encounter, they're always fixated on the rent, but they're really not thinking about all the other expenses: power, water, gas, internet, insurance. Those are 5 big ones that you need to think about. And every little place is different. So make sure you get quotes and estimates and put them into your monthly bills, because it is a big deal. And anytime that I get a power bill of over $3,000, I'm kind of like, ugh, it amazes me, but we're in business and I have to pay it. All right, everybody, follow me into this room. This right here is my free weight room, and this is a good time to talk about this. So my gym, the whole place is red and black. Most of my walls are black, but my free weight room is all red on black. And this is a good time to talk about, it is expensive to paint a big gym. So this gym is 18,000 square foot. And I used to paint the whole thing myself always. So of course, if you want to save money, you can go that route. If you don't want to save money, or you have the extra means, all painters are different. But a gym in particular that I just helped build that was around 20,000 square feet, the gym owner told me he paid 25 grand to get it painted. So every place is a little different, but that is a cost when you're doing a build out that is very expensive, especially if that's the primer, new sheetrock, paint it, and depending upon your color choice and what type of paint you use, the paint itself can be very expensive, $50 a gallon or more. Cheap paint, yes, of course, you can get cheaper. So make sure you factor that into your build, because painting is not cheap. One thing that I'm going to talk about right now that I get asked for every day, I ship it around the world every single week, and that is rubber floor. There's all kinds of rubber floors. I sell a grade A 4x6 mat at my warehouse, and it retails around $99 a piece. We sell it much cheaper than that, but that's what it retails. One thing I want to explain with rubber, there's different millimeters, they're different. I recommend a 3/4 inch thick minimum. That way you can deadlift, you basically can throw the dumbbells, whatever you want to do. But the flooring can be a big deal. You're talking at minimum, usually around $250 and up a square foot for rubber flooring. And when you're building, I want you to realize 20, 30, 40,000 square foot club. Let's take even 10,000 square foot club. That's $25,000 in rubber flooring. So gets very costly for the rubber flooring, but it's a necessity. It's something we all have to have. So when a person comes to me and they say, Steven, I have a $250,000 budget and I want to spend $200 on gym equipment, I normally tell them, hey, you can't spend $200 on gym equipment because you got to factor in all these other costs as this video has been explaining. So make sure to get your ducks in a row and be careful because things like this can be very expensive. All right, continuing the flooring conversation, we're going to talk about turf. And this is a 90-foot roll of turf right here that was custom done for me. And a lot of gym owners don't realize turf is very expensive and there's different forms of turf. So this one in particular is custom slash marks, custom logo, and this costed me over $15,000. It depends on the width and the length. Everyone's custom different price. But there is much cheaper options. You can go with an indoor-outdoor carpet. You can go with different forms of turf to get the price down. But in my opinion, turf has become a great, great staple in any gym to do stretching, to do pushes, to do all kinds of things. So I highly recommend have a designated area of turf. You do not have to spend the amount of money that I spent in my particular gym, but I do think it's a wow factor and a cool factor for any gym to have a great piece in your gym. I'll get at least one comment on every video. You're fat. Why do you have earrings? Your hair, why is it like this? Fear of judgment is why people don't put themselves out there. And I've learned that I gotta block that. And for every person who's negative against me, I inspire thousands more. And so it's you know what, be you. I always tell everybody, be you. All right, everybody, it is 2024 and I had to learn the hard way. Somebody Google reviewed me, and I'm not gonna lie, it pissed me off because I always go above and beyond for my gym. And what it was, I had 2 brand new LK water fountains, but I did not have the bottle filler. And so what I did, I got this Google review and he said, I love your gym, I hate your water fountain. And I said, what? And it kind of blew my mind. And I thought about it for several months and it pissed me off. And I went and broke down and got a whole brand new setup. And I won't lie, I had 50 people come up to me and say, Steven, this was the best thing you've done in your gym lately. I was like, we have all the badass equipment. And I was like, okay, the water fountain. It is nice just to walk up, take your bottle, fill it up. So I've told a lot of my gym owners lately, this is an upgrade that has nothing to do with equipment that I want you to do in your gym. And so what I want you to realize is you can have this set up for give or take $3,000, depending on what insulation costs. If you have the compressor, all the stuff, if you need electrical, it's gotta have electrical in the location. So I personally think it's a great investment, and for what one piece in your gym costs, you can have the whole water fountain set up, so do it. I'm taking you into something that I don't think I've ever showed anybody, and we have nice locker rooms. I don't think we have the best locker rooms, but in my gym, I choose to put all my money in gym equipment, but I do think locker rooms are very important. So we have tile floors, we've got nice wooden lockers, we have showers, and we have stalls. My advice, and take it for what it's worth, you can spend a ton of money in the locker room. As far as tile floors, to give everybody an example, in my 2 locker rooms, the last quote, I wanted to change my tile floors, but I don't own my building, so I choose not to. But I got quoted over $60,000 to do new floors and walls, and my mouth hit the floor. And I was like, oh boy, I choose not to do that. In lockers, you can spend a lot as well. But in lockers, I would say your average locker room costs can be $5,000 to $20,000 in lockers or more, depending upon the size of your club. But the biggest expense that most people don't realize is the plumbing for the toilets and our showers are right back here. You can spend a lot or as much as you want to. So I say put in or find a location that already has that if possible. If you got to do a new build out, you're talking usually 20,000 and up for locker rooms just in plumbing and electrical. Make sure you get all your costs to do your locker rooms accordingly because this can be very expensive. Also guys, if you're taking over a space, make sure you thoroughly inspect everything there as far as the plumbing, the electrical and things, because you can take over space and think everything's okay, and it had major leaks in the showers and stuff, and you can spend thousands of dollars to fix it. So I highly recommend do your due diligence, build nice locker rooms. I do not think that you need to spend $500,000 like some of these gyms in the locker rooms unless you're a country club and stuff like that. And I think your money's better spent in other places, but I think cleanliness of locker rooms and nice locker rooms are important. Before I close, there is so many parts to a gym that I could address. If you have any questions, comment underneath this. Feel free to inbox me on Instagram, Facebook. I answer all questions. There's so many moving parts to a gym that it's crazy, from payroll to insurance to so many things, that this video would literally be 2 hours, but I wanted to cover some of the things on a startup or a rehab or a redo. So I hope this video was very inspiring and informational to anybody watching. I do my best to give it all in these videos and to really tell the truth that most people don't tell you. They just want to take your money, sell you the equipment, and gone. I truly like to build gyms that people not only make money, but they build a culture within the gym. We got some really cool videos planned. This marks my 1-year anniversary that I've been doing YouTube. I had no idea how this was gonna go. I truly appreciate everyone that is watching my videos. It really shocks me of the messages I get from around the world, and truly, I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Like and subscribe. Thank you so much, and see you on the next one.